We'll be right back.
First, though, Craig with what's coming up next.
Hanging out today at the National Museum of World War II Aviation, the man that makes planes that look like this into fully functional operating machines. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Westpac Restorations is a world-class facility specializing in World War II aircraft.
Yeah, this morning Craig Coffey has been showing us all these cool planes, and it's there with those who are responsible for bringing back these long-lost relics to the conditions they once excelled in.
Hey, thanks a lot. You know, there's so much to get to and talk about and see here at the new museum that's going up. But right now, the company, Westpac Restoration, are the ones that actually, you put all these planes back together. You go out there, you find them, and you restore them fully, and they become fully operational flying machines.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's right. So let's look at this one right here, because you said this plane, actually, way back in the day, every ace in the Pacific flew this plane.
Yep, this is an airplane that came out of New Guinea. It was one of the first 4 operational P-38s of World War II. And it was flown by almost every ace as a transition airplane when they were coming from P-40s or some other type of airplane.
Okay, how do you find these planes?
This airplane, we brought it out of New Guinea in the late 90s, and it was a pit, it was a burial pit. We have a group of people that we put together, a consortium, to go get aircraft to bring them back out and see what we can rebuild out of it.
Because a unique story, after the war, when it was done, they had all these aircraft just spread across the world, and they just said, we'll take the nuts and bolts and just bury the rest.
Yeah, at the end of the war, they just left the airplanes buried, or they chopped them up, or did whatever they wanted to, because there was plenty of surplus airplanes still being built here in the United States, which were the latest variants. This is a very early variant aircraft. They had no use for it after the war.
And what goes into actually restoring these? Because you have to pretty much do it over.
Well, you're doing the same process that it would have been done by Lockheed when they built the P-38 originally. Everything is kind of gone through because it's going to be a flying airplane.
Yeah.
It's not a static airplane. You have to make sure everything's functional and safe to fly with.
Okay, quickly, what's that plane behind us, that big one back there?
It's a North American B-25.
Okay.
It's a Mitchell bomber.
And what is that? So it's a bomber, yeah? Crew of how many?
It could carry a 5. Is his normal little group.
Okay.
So
And you fly these planes, right?
that's correct. I've actually flown this airplane off of 5 aircraft carriers.
How much? Off an aircraft carrier.
5 aircraft carriers.
I'm sorry, 5
aircraft.
aircraft carriers. So how cool are you?
Well, it's not about me. This is about.
Oh, come on.
This is about the World War II vets. You know, we're doing this flying for honoring them, and so this airplane, in doing so, has actually got more carrier takeoffs than any other bomber in World War II.
Boy, it's an amazing museum. Again, it's the National Museum of World War II Aviation. And is this kind of a passion for you?
It's a labor of love, and that's why Westpac came out here, so that people can actually go through the museum and be able to see actual World War II restorations of aircraft to flying.
You would say Westpac is the premier restoration company in the country.
Well, that's what everybody says. I mean, we consider this as, when you see this place, it's a state-of-the-art, 65,000 square foot restoration purpose-built building. So.
Okay. Hey, trust us. Very cool. Am I right?
Yes.
Understatement. Very cool. Come by and check it out. Back to you guys.
Cool aircraft.
I love
you don't get to see those very often.
I know, and I love all the old paint and everything from it, like the old World War II stuff. So, yeah, very, very, very neat place where Craig is this morning.
Nicely restored, too.